Photo by Glenn James, NBAE via Getty Images. We're getting close. For 2.5 seasons now, every conversation about an NBA player or team has ended with, yeah, but it doesn't matter, because the Warriors are going to win it all anyway. Nothing that happened on our leading up Thursday's trade deadline changed that. Yes, some East contenders beefed up for the gauntlet that figures to be the last 2 rounds of the Eastern Conference playoffs. When's the last time we could say that? But did any of those moves really put a scare into Golden State? With all due respect to the Greek Freak and his merry band of shooters, not really. It remains true, the only thing that's going to beat the Warriors is the Warriors, and Kevin Durant's "get off my lawn" rant aside, that doesn't appear to be happening this season. There were, however, several moves that transpired over the last week that could matter quite a bit moving forward in a different way. Since there's more than enough articles out there grading the trades in terms of how much they'll help teams win this season, we thought we'd try a different tack, which trades involving lottery teams could have league-altering potential moving forward based on how it affected their draft position. Specifically, we looked at how this lottery figured to shake out before the trade deadline and after it, and ranked the top 5 deals by how much they altered the likely position of a team's pick, whether a team keeps the pick altogether, and how far-reaching the effects of that might be. Page 2, photo by Nathaniel S. Butler, NBAE via Getty Images. The question about the 2018-19 Chicago Bulls isn't whether the tank has been rumbling at full speed, but simply when it started. You could argue that it began in full force when head coach Fred Hoiberg was fired, although the more appropriate answer is that it really started rolling the day they signed Jabari Parker, ostensibly to be their starting small forward. It was a move that was widely panned at the time, and sure enough, played out about as you'd expect. The Bulls have been a disaster and were 2-14 in their last 16 games heading into the deadline. It's the reason that the Otto Porter move was so curious. Despite the team missing rookie stud Wendell Carter Jr. for the foreseeable future due to a thumb injury, Porter is just good enough to swing a game or two. Will he? In his first game in Chicago Red Friday night, he scored 18 points as the Bulls beat the playoff-bound Nets in Brooklyn. Try this one on for size. Chicago has 3 games remaining with the Washington Wizards, the team that just dealt Porter away. They also have 2 left versus the tanking Grizzlies, Knicks and Hawks, respectively, and a trip to Phoenix. Currently, the Bulls are only 2 games ahead of the Cleveland Cavaliers for the 3rd spot in the lottery, i.e., the last spot before the odds for the top pick begin to decrease. The Cavs got Kevin Love back, but Porter's presence might still be enough to prevent Chicago from reaching that coveted top 3 position. Why might this matter, big picture-wise? Simple, Anthony Davis is from Chicago, and while all the messaging has been that he has no desire to play for his hometown team, you never know how things could develop. If they landed the first pick, it would at least make things interesting. Page 3. Use your arrows to browse. Photo by Chris Elise, NBAE via Getty Images. This one is a little confusing. On its face, this move was the equivalent of the Los Angeles Clippers waving the white flag, trading away their nominal best player as they're in the thick of a playoff race they should want to finish on the outside of looking in. It may not be that simple. Despite the amazing season Harris is having, one that has set him up to get seriously paid, his presence on the Clippers doesn't seem as vital then harder to replace parts like Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell. As Zach Lowe noted on his podcast Friday, thanks to Danilo Gallinari doing a lot of the things Harris does, plus the deadline additions of Garrett Temple and JaMychal Green, LA might not be out of the playoff race after all. The reason this isn't a good thing is that they owe a lottery-protected pick to Boston. This is important because it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Los Angeles keeping their pick strengthens their position for a possible Anthony Davis trade while weakening that of the Celtics. If they ended up trading for Davis or acquiring a star via free agency, that pick would almost certainly convey next year and not be nearly as juicy as something in the mid-teens, which is where it would be if the Clips snagged the 8th seed. Keep an eye out for this one. Use your arrows to browse.